Hello everyone, and welcome back for more Stanley Parables. You know, I didn't know if I was going to be able to get Stanley Parables in this week, but there was a comment left that I couldn't pass it up. I was like, I got to make it happen. I was so excited about this comment. I'm actually going to read it here right at the beginning. Narrator's voice. Benjamight should be playing the Stanley Parables to please his audience, and he knew it very well. So he went back working on his schedule and freed some time up to play the game. Do it, please. For the audience. For me, said the bucket to Benjamight. For once, the bucket and the narrator agreed, and everything seemed at peace. I was like, oh, it's so brilliant. So I'm making it happen this week. I'm really enjoying it. The only reason I almost didn't is because I've already got so much content packed into this week. I thought it might be too much, but you know, we'll see what happens. But one of the things that somebody pointed out to me, and I saw this as I was logging out last time, is this epilogue thing right here. So we're going to start out with that. But before we click that, I'm going to pop the table up here on the chart. So what I've done now is, since I can try to run pretty much all endings with the bucket to get a different ending, what I've started doing is highlighting in orange if I've ran the ending with the bucket. Now, if somebody wants to see which episode one of those things happened in, that's what the number on the far right is. It shows you which episode that particular bucket run was done in. I think everything is pretty easy to understand, and I'm so glad you guys are still loving the Stanley Parables. I'll be honest with you, I thought this was going to be a 3 or 4 episode game at most. I can't believe we have played so many parts to this thing. It has been fantastic. Do me a huge favor real fast and smack that like button. We're going to see what this epilogue is before we hop right back into Stanley Parables. It's called the epilogue ending. Many, many years later. Oh my goodness. I remember one of our endings leading to a desert, and we just took off walking in one of the directions. Should I walk in the you know what? Let's walk in the direction of the sun. What? Okay, can I interact with any of this stuff? Alright, I guess I'm just on a journey. Beautiful little campfire. Oh, look at that. There's the moon. Yo! Whoa! What in the world? Got office chairs and stuff blowing all over the place. This is pretty wild. There's no narrator. Just music. Ooh, that's beautiful. Okay, we've got sunrise. I mean, I guess there's nothing I actually do. Oh! Is this the memory? The memory house and building? We came across more than one ending that involved that. Many, many years later. Okay. I mean, those look like up arrows. That sounds so weird. Oh, the downstairs got completely filled in with sand. Well, what's getting the power? It's kind of spooky, actually. Okay. Okay. Cookie Nine's blog. Oh, really? April 27th by Cookie. Like so many, I enjoyed my time with the original Stanley Parable, which underscores how truly disappointed I am with its sequel. Where the first game teamed with originality, the Stanley Parable 2 is dull, uninspired, and often insulting to its fan base. Rather than expand on what made the first game enjoyable, the sequel veers off into territory nobody asked for. An infinitely deep hole? Who cares? Where are the new endings? What about enjoyable bits from the Stanley Parable 1, like the adventure line? Instead, we get an uninspired side quest collecting figurines. I liked that myself. Even this diversion feels incomplete. Collecting all the figurines gives you nothing. I must say though, I found the bucket to be quite comforting, a welcome reprieve from... Can I not read up and down that at all? That's hilarious. I wonder if that's a real review. I don't know. What we got here? Cat Dog Born. All right. Besides, I thought Cookie number 9. I thought he didn't like the first one. I don't know. Maybe that's the point, is that it's being rewritten or something. Lots of gym buttons. Gym. There's the gym buttons. Stanley Parable developers. No more spin-offs, no more sequels. July 9th, when the Stanley Parable launched to massive success in 2013, its creators made plans to build the property into an entire franchise. But a disastrous critical and commercial reception to the Stanley Parable 2 prompted the developers to rethink their ambitions, as outlined in a press release they published today. It's clear that more Stanley Parable is just not what the fans want, reads the press release. We thought that we had a vision for the series that players would be excited about, yet it turns out this could not have been farther from the truth. Really? This is really weird. The press release goes on to promise to preserve the artistic integrity of the original game and to stop assaulting fans with our recklessness and insulting creative vision. The word sorry appears more than 25 times in the press release. Get on the green. I mean, it can't be right. Really? I mean, you just never know with this game. You don't know what's going on. More gym buttons. I don't know if every lip button does a thing if I press it at least once, so we're gonna try. I'm gonna try to push all the gym buttons. There we go. I think I got it. Well, I don't get myself all turned around and which way is the right way. More gym buttons.
Jim. Stanley. Jim. Stanley.
Oh, there's a Stanley button. What's over here? What? I can't. Is there a... Who's that? Interesting. Okay, well. Some magical room going on in here. Oh, this is where the power cord's going. Look, there's the collectibles. Can I pick them up again? Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, well, nothing else here, I guess. This is so weird. Oh, I just fell in the office? It's like being all cleared out. Thank you for enjoying the new content. Okay, I can't interact with any of these doors. Is there time on here? No hands on the clock. Hello again. It's nice to see you. Oh, this is my little introduction person, isn't it? But it's terrible to learn that there will never be another Stanley Parable game. Did you read what the developer said? Preserve the integrity of the franchise. What nonsense. The Stanley Parable is not sacred. We do not need to protect it. Screw the legacy. Let's keep making Stanley Parable games until the sun explodes. Let's run this franchise into the ground. Let's drag it through the mud and back. And if people hate it, who cares? You see, that was the narrator's problem. He was so obsessed with what people thought of his work. Don't make his mistake. Don't cling to the legacy. Let it burn. It's not hard. In fact, let me show you. Together we are going to make the Stanley Parable 3? No way. It's simple. All we do is change the number in the game's title screen. We also need a really dumb subtitle for the game. Something loud and gaudy. Go ahead, try combining some random words together to make a new title for our game. The Stanley Parable 3. Temple of, scary, outstretched, employee of the evil, passion of the lawsuit. Oh, these are fun. Employee of the passion, passion of the scorpion. There we go. The Stanley Parable 3, Passion of the Scorpion. It's absurd. I love it. Every time you restart the game, we'll advance the number of the sequel by 1, and then we'll pick a new subtitle. What? That way the Stanley Parable will never end. And nothing in the game itself will change when you do this either. Adding more content sounds like work. No need to do that. It'll just be the same content recycled again and again and again with a new title screen. What do you say? Should we go forward with this plan? I like it, but I want you to have a say as well. Let's do it. Don't do it. I mean, yeah, I guess we could do it. I mean, I'm not going to play the game forever and ever, but let's see what happens. Good, then it's agreed. A new sequel every time you start the game. And you know what? Since you've put faith in my idea, I feel like giving you something as well. You see, I've noticed that the narrator never found a way to give you the broken achievement, did he? Of course not. I wouldn't expect him to know how. It's been bothering me. Let's fix it. All right, there. The achievement machine is all fixed. You see, I'm on your side. We're in this together. We're going to keep this train rolling. The Stanley Parable cannot end. It can only spiral in on itself forever. I must keep the wheel turning. I'm ready. Are you ready? Great. There's only one last thing we need to do. Please enter the correct time. That's awesome. All right. Not that it matters. Please adjust the slider until the computer is barely visible. We'll go right there. Thank you. Please enjoy the Stanley Parable. Oh, look at that! That's fantastic! It's even a desert. Like Scorpion King or something. How awesome is that? Okay. He said that the achievement machine is working now. That I could go pick that up. So we are somehow going to try to find our way back to that. All right, I've had a few suggestions from you all from the last video. One's really got my interest. I had never thought about trying before.
Gone. What could it mean?
We're going to try that first.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Is it this one? Shut both doors.
Oh, and I guess this is where Stanley felt he needed to be right now, in this little hallway. Here, with no distractions, to study room 417. Not to actually enter it. No. That would be far too forward. Stanley wanted to know it from the outside. To see it not just with his eyes, but with his heart. He would know room 417 as no man or woman had ever known an office before.
Aww.
That ladder over there. Oh, and that little picture of a horizon or something. It's all just a never-ending parade of joy for Stanley.
Oh. Anything else? Can I not get in there? Is that it? Oh. Well, that's kind of lame. Here.
Ah, no. Apparently not.
Oh, what? Anything? Let's bring the bucket in with us.
Where are we going today? The bucket asked. Stanley just smiled. Anywhere they went together would be perfectly fine with him.
Anything? Nope, don't look like anything else is gonna happen, at least not right now. All right, since I do want to try to see if we can get that achievement, let's go this way with the bucket. I don't know, bringing the bucket with us, would that change it in some fashion? I feel like it would. It's where we should encounter like the jump circle and stuff, right? Maybe?
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this Ultra Deluxe version has turned out to be.
Oh, we just went straight to
Stanley
his.
Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this Ultra Deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
I mean, we're technically Stanley Parable 3 now. Passion of the Scorpion. Did you see, isn't this
not
get that memo?
To a measly re-release with a few minor additions?
Oh.
Think of all the new territory.
All right, let's head to that achievement thing. It sounds like this is all going to be the same.
New experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many
He's not even
different
acknowledging the
directions.
bucket.
This
That's
is
a little
what
disappointing.
fans have truly been asking for. Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be.
Oh,
but
really?
Let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it.
That's what we're working
I
on.
figure that if I can loosely organize
get
a
in this?
handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all
The
work
bus just
itself
looks so
out.
awesome, I
Game
felt like I should be able to get in
development
there.
is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really. Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
Oh, I thought that was the bucket there for a minute. Okay, we're gonna go straight to the achievement machine. I want to see if it's been fixed. See if I can actually get another one of the achievements. That'd be so cool. I feel like I've gotten the easy ones, the ones that aren't
Now,
listed
here's
yet.
something special. You remember that broken test achievement that
They
got
have
left
low
in the game on
percentage rates
accident?
of people
Well,
actually
I'm
doing it, so I want to see if I can get it now.
developing technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the achievement will be given. As you can see, the machine is not working yet since... What? Wait. What in the holy hell is going on? You got the achievement? Why did the machine work? Stanley, I didn't fix it. I didn't do anything to it. I swear, it was broken just a second ago. Who fixed it?
That was
Is someone here?
amazing.
Are we being watched? Oh, God. Composure. Composure. Yes, as you can see, the machine is working as normal, as I intended. It truly speaks to the awe-inspiring magic of the Stanley Parable 2. Breathe. Just breathe.
Narrator's kind of freaking out a little bit. Oh, that's amazing that I got it. Oh, that was so great. That was an achievement. I'm going to look later to see what percentage of people have actually unlocked that before, because I'm going to be so proud of myself for getting that. Makes me wonder if anything else has changed in this area, if it was just that. The little intro speaker didn't say that he was changing anything else. And I think the only thing I could do differently, although when I did go to the exit of this thing, I did have the bucket with me, didn't I? Now,
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
Now, the settings thing, somebody tried to give me the details of how that works. Something about I have to change every setting to every number. Let's see. Worst part is I don't remember where that started at. Was it a 70? I hope I don't have to like back out for every one of these for it to count. Gotta change every one of these. I just hope I get everything back to where it was supposed to be. Okay, 80. Off. Oh. I guess this doesn't matter so much since I don't usually put that on. There we are. Put it on. There we go. I mean, if this doesn't do it, I feel like this should do something, right? Oh, well, I'm not going to hit reset. 100.
This a man named Stan.
70. I don't know if this is going to be just a complete waste of time. Hey, look, we got it. Settings World Championship. And I didn't even have to go. I don't know, maybe I'd already tinkered around with some of this stuff. Yo! So now, can I get in here now? Oh. Okay, well, I got the achievement nonetheless. It opened. Great job, you did it.
Aha! I can see you've gotten the Settings World Champion achievement. Well done. You've experienced every setting, traveled to all corners of the settings menu. There's nothing you haven't seen. So, just for you, in the Stanley Parable 2, I'm including an entirely new setting, something called bumpscosity. What exactly is bumpscosity? Well, I haven't quite figured that part out yet, but I just know that you'll be able to adjust it on some sort of slider, and that it'll be available from the settings menu. We'll sort the rest of the details out later. I hope you're looking forward to trying out every level of bumpscosity in the Stanley Parable 2.
Okay, we'll see if there's a menu there. Let's read this first. It says, you are the champion of setting all the sliders to all possible numbers. Please enjoy this room. This is your room. It was made just for you. They will never set the setting sliders to every possible setting. Spews the drink. Oh, that's so funny. I mean, the fact that somebody did actually figure that out is pretty impressive. All right, let's see if there's... There it is. Bumpscosity. Well, let's go all the way to 1,000. Let's see what 1,000 does. Anything different? I mean, I guess I'm not noticing any difference. I don't even know what it started out as. Let's go to 1. Go from one extreme to the other. Well, I don't see any difference. You guys have to let me know if you see a difference. 12, 50. Maybe it is just a pointless thing. Kind of like half the other stuff he's created. Maybe it's just some pointless thing. I'm gonna leave it at 1,000. Because if it is gonna do a thing, I feel like 1,000 is where it'll be. Okay, oh my gosh, I got 2 new achievements. That's amazing. I'm so happy with that. And I think that means I've officially done everything here. Let's head up to the exit and get to some more...
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2
some more endings.
So much
Okay, we're back. So awesome. 2 new achievements. I did a swoosh right there because everything played out exactly the same. And I figured it probably would. Okay, now. So I want to grab the bucket. And I want to do the very first... I know that the last episode I kept saying, I'm going to try to see what the happy ending looks like with the bucket. And I never got around to doing it. I kept getting distracted on my way there. So we're going to do the happy ending. And we're going to go back and we're also going to turn on the machine. So I don't know if a happy ending and sad ending are the way to do those. But we're going to do both of those right out of the gate with the bucket.
All of his co-workers were gone.
And I'm going to try to...
Stanley decided to go to the meeting
watch for the input
Perhaps
screen.
He simply missed a memo.
I still haven't gotten that one done
No matter
yet.
how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a
turn that one off,
of his
I guess.
co-workers.
All right. Maybe this will be the time I finally get that.
Bucket, a strong bucket, a humble bucket, a committed bucket, a bucket of culture and distinction.
Okay, well, I'm not seeing any input screens here. You know, I never realized that I had control over, like, shutting doors. I hadn't really tried that much. So I kind of want to try doing more of that just to see what happens. Like if I shut these two. Anything? I guess not. Is there 2 doors here to be shut? Shut that one? Nope, I can't shut that door. Okay. Just curious. Really starting to try to think outside the box here a little bit now. All right. You know what? I did not have the bucket. Let's see what happens if I enter with the bucket the first time I do this. If it does something different.
Stanley took the bucket with him into this little hallway and closed the doors. This was their hideout. No one would ever find them here.
Our little hideout.
Of course, no one would ever find them anyway because everyone was missing. But Stanley chose to ignore this fact and instead focus on how cool the hideout was. Just him and the bucket.
That's right.
2 renegade heroes against the world, inside their secret, undetectable hideout, here, next to room 417. What a treat.
Oh, that was great. Yeah. You know, as much as I enjoyed some of those endings before, I would say a lot of these endings with the bucket involved is even better than the original.
No, apparently not. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest.
All right. Gonna try not to get distracted. Stay focused. Stay focused. You know, I'd really like to try to do the confusing ending as well with the bucket.
Here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was
real trick is if I can remember how to get to the confusing ending.
To the boss's office.
That one was already so long and complex. If it's that long and complex, but now everything involves the bucket, I think that would be very entertaining.
Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire, if not for the soothing presence of the bucket.
Still feel like there's like a secret passage or something in here.
Did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos? It would be with him always. The bucket would. And he knew it. The 2 of them were inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845.
I'm surprised there hasn't been a single time where it was a different number that he gave us.
Code by sheer luck. Was it
just to trigger something different?
Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Back here's where we found one of it. Oh, it totally reminds me. I'll post it here on the screen, a snippet of it to see what you guys voted as the favorite. Last time I checked, I think the Stiggly Wigglies, I think that's what it was. That was my favorite. After he said that one, that was my favorite. And I think that's the one that won. But I will post it on the screen so you guys can all see the final tally on that, just in case you're curious. I thought it was fun to do that. All right, me in the bucket.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket.
It's like I want to see these other
Soothing
rooms.
Him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
All right, well, we're about to find out. I'm wondering if the happy ending is going to be like
and the bucket walked
super happy now.
Door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Like the fact that now I'm living happily ever after with my bucket. Life couldn't get any better.
An enormous room
or if it's going to be like the opposite and it's all going to fall apart.
What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
All right, someone told me about calling an elevator, but then not getting on it. But I'm not going to let myself get distracted. We'll try and come back and do that here in a little bit.
The monitors jumped to life. and Stanley nearly dropped the
Employee
bucket in
observation
shock.
protocol.
Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
Yeah, I haven't been here with the bucket yet. Oh, I haven't fell off the edge with the bucket. So many things. Stay focused. Focused. My goodness. I get distracted way too easy.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well?
Ooh,
Had the bucket
good
been
question.
told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place?
Good
These
question.
questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control. Never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world.
Me and the bucket.
At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket.
Well, in that last episode, boy, me and this bucket, we got to romancing. So,
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking,
still makes me
eating,
wonder if there's
working,
something
all
to
of
do
it
in here.
monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good. Two
Me and the
best
bucket.
friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world. They high-fived in a really cool way, and the bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
ah, that's awesome. High-fived in a fantastic way. Oh, can I walk off here? Oh, looks like there's a gap right there. Waiting input off. I think that's what I need to do.
Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness. Was it over? Yes, they had done it. Stanley and the bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth.
Sneeze.
Both of them wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end. True, it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support, and to...
Oh no.
What? Wait. What was happening? Why had the door stopped? Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed? An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty, until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave. Even the facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket, needed the soothing warmth of the bucket, would go to any lengths not to part with the bucket. No. Stanley can't leave this place. Not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms. Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least he has the bucket. To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad,
What?
Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley
drop it.
gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
I mean, it did turn into a pretty unhappy ending. The bucket wanted to learn how to skateboard. That's hilarious. Okay. All right. Without
All of his
any
coworkers
distractions,
were
we're going to try to
What
go
could it mean? Stanley
get the
decided
next
to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply
ending.
missed a memo.
I'm looking for a monitor. And bucket.
The embrace of an old friend. A
There we
weathered
go.
companionship that stands the test of time.
There we are. All right, we'll be watching for those. The first two, I think, are always in that room. I gotta find the monitor that has it after that room.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Yes, I did. All right.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever.
If nothing happens between here and there, which I don't think there will be, I'll probably just swoosh there.
Office.
Have I gone in there? Have I gone in this room with the bucket? I think I have. I think it's where I found the Stanley figurine, the first. What? What is this? Now remembering content from a long time ago? What? Because the boss knows that what the boss says goes. If the bosses suffered losses, then that's what the boss chose. Is this what the bathroom like used to look like or something? It does have a neat little glow to it now, but... Okay, well, I wasn't expecting anything to actually happen. Like I said last time, I think I went in there, it was... New memory zone. That's not what it said on the door last time, was it? Did anything else out here change? Still say new memory zone? Okay. I don't see anything else. Oh. Ooh, this could be a monitor I need to check. Although it doesn't... I can't interact with that one, can I? I'll keep an eye on that. I'm trying to spot where other monitors might be.
His manager's office, Stanley was once again
was it
stunned
2845?
not an indication of
Let's see what happens if I rush it with the bucket.
Crushed by the weight of... But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
I remember when I hurried up and inputted it while he was talking before, he played some music or something like that to make me wait. Apparently not with the bucket. Alright, here we go. I'm doing good. I'm staying pretty focused. Slightly distracted
Stanley
upstairs,
and the bucket
but
walked straight ahead
not
through
too
the
bad.
large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Onward. Man, it's so hard not to just go jumping off this ledge, see what happens.
Room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
This game is so creative. It's like so simple. It's like, why would they put so much effort into such a simple game? But that's why it's so amazing.
The
because
monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the
there's so much work put into it. Ooh, what's up with that screen?
Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently,
that one right there,
reassuring it that everything would be fine.
234? Why is that one scratched out? Oh, now I want to find room 234. I'm going to jot that down so I remember it. 234. If there is a 234. There might not be a 234, but I almost feel like that's because I don't remember that screen being like busted out or anything like that before. I'm really curious.
And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life.
Oh, you want to bet?
But at the last second, the bucket jumped in and pressed the button to turn on the controls.
The bucket
Stanley
did it?
gasped in horror. Had this been the bucket's plan all along? To take over the machine and claim the power for itself?
Oh, wow.
How could the bucket have betrayed him like this? Stanley was prepared to throw the bucket away in disgust when suddenly an image appeared upon the enormous screen. Birds. Silly birds. The control buttons became active again.
What? What?
Stanley flipped through one video of silly birds after another, and then it dawned on him. This wasn't a mind control facility at all. It was a facility for monitoring and surveilling silly birds all over the world. The mind controls were only a facade to disguise its true intentions. Had the bucket known this all along? Stanley marveled at the metal genius in his hands, the one who had pointed him towards this incredible discovery.
It's beautiful.
Stanley and the bucket never found freedom because they spent the rest of their lives here in this place, flipping through live streams of the silliest birds imaginable. Of all the possible paths his life could have taken, this one was surely the best. And Stanley
There it is.
was happy.
Oh, that's awesome. That was cool. All right, so we've seen both of those endings now. Very, very different with the bucket. Now, what was it? 2, 3, 4. Have we seen a 2, 3, 4 anywhere? Let's go looking a little
All
bit
of his
here.
co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
400.
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I don't remember how low the numbers get. If we all stay in the 400, you know, if we're all on the 4th floor though, there's no way we could get to a 2, 3, 4 because all the numbers up here should have a 4 as a starting number. So there may not be nothing I can do there. All right, we did that. All right, let's grab. Hold on a second. All right, this time.
The bucket made Stanley want to be a better man and a better co-worker. In time, perhaps.
This time we're
he
going to
would
see what
become
happens
both of those things.
if I call that
Stanley
elevator
clutched the
and then
bucket
don't get
tightly
on
to
it.
his chest and entered the door on his left.
This was a recommendation from one of you guys to try as well, so I'm curious to see what happens. All right. You know what?
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
I got distracted.
But just as Stanley was about to proceed further into the mind control facility, he tripped and fell over the railing and into the dark void below. Thankfully, he fell directly onto the bucket, which safely cushioned his fall. Now, what to do next? Stanley wondered. Stanley and the bucket could find no way out of this enormous pit, and so eventually they decided that the best thing to do would be to simply get comfortable down here. So they set up a little couch and relaxed. It really wasn't so bad down here, a bit cold perhaps. After some time had gone by, they installed a few shelves as well, and a sort of kitchenette that was useful for when the bucket was craving paninis. But it wasn't until the rugs and the standing lamps came in that it really started to feel like
This
a
is
home.
awesome.
In fact, after some time,
There's birds.
Stanley realized that it had been ages since he had even thought of the mind control facility at all. He'd never gotten to fully explore what was up there, never been able to unearth the many mysteries of the mind control facility. This lack of closure began to eat at him. Soon he was dwelling on his regrets, and the state of their home slowly decayed as Stanley became withdrawn and neglected the cleaning. It unsettled the bucket.
Oh no!
Stanley wasn't usually like this. The bucket tried to reach out to him again and again, but to no avail.
Aw.
All Stanley could think about, all he could talk about, was going back, doing it over again, staying on the path. It was a mistake to leave the path. It was a mistake. It was a mistake. I need to do what the narrator says. I need to see the true ending. This made no sense at all to the bucket, which was simply trying to live its life down here as comfortably as possible. Yet Stanley was unconsolable.
Oh.
This isn't an ending. This is just a hole in the ground. The bucket sighed. True, it wasn't an ending. But it's where we happen to be. And maybe, possibly, if we accept the reality of things, maybe this will become an ending eventually. It's what the bucket was counting on. The two of them waited for a very long time.
Oh. Oh, it did reach an ending. Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah, I got distracted. I was this close to making it to my goal. Got distracted. Okay, this time though, that's where we're going. Unless we spot a monitor. This game, I can't believe the fact that I've been down these halls
No one was here.
so many
Stanley
times,
needed the bucket's warmth and
repeated
comfort now
so
more
many
than ever.
things,
Perhaps his boss's
and yet
office was
it's
where he'd
still
come into
entertaining
status.
because
Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the
there's just
boss's
so much
office.
unexpected stuff. Small little change makes all the difference.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
You know, I haven't tried punching in the
Stanley
wrong
guessed
number.
The correct code by sheer luck.
At least not with the
Was
bucket.
it the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes.
I've been
This
trying to
is
keep an
certainly
eye
the
out
most
too to see if
logical
there's like any other
explanation.
4-digit numbers. Like anywhere. I haven't seen any significant 4-digit number anywhere. I feel like that keypad should have some other number combination to do something. But I don't know. I might be mistaken. But I gotta
Stanley and the
admit,
bucket
that ending
walked
there
straight
falling
ahead through
down,
the large door that read,
I like the bucket one
Mind
more than the
Control
previous one. The previous one was pretty good. But the bucket ending is better in my opinion. In fact, they started
Lights
decking it out
rose
to just
on
live
an
down there.
enormous room packed with
great.
television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
All right. Now, if I remember right, I call the elevator, but then I just don't get
Monitors
on it.
jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket.
What are
in
these
shock.
things?
Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring
that
it
one.
that everything would be fine.
It's broken. Very curious about that.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind.
All right, we're gonna wait here a minute. Can I push the button to send it back up? No, okay. You know, the fact that they actually drew up, I mean, I can't spot any duplicates in the, oh, wait a minute, nope, those two are the same. Those two are the same, okay. I was like, did somebody really draw up like 600 different floors? Office layouts for these? But I do spot a couple duplicates in there now, so there must be some reused ones. Still impressive though. Alright. I don't remember if I need to go back this way. Oh. Ah, that's awesome. Secrets. You never go secret. Secrets! Once you go secret, you never go secret. Never give up on your dreams. Secret Room 2014. Super Secret Bros. Secrets all the way. Oh, that is fun. Faithfully Ported Secret 2022. William hides the best secrets. High resolution secret texture. Secrets. Happy secrets to you. Disco secrets. I think I've read them all now. Don't touch the secrets. Oh, this is fantastic. Does it just keep going? Secret of the year every year. Oh, this was great. All right, we'll give it another minute here, see if anything else happens. Maybe it just keeps going until I get on the elevator. Yo, there is no turning back. Go, Secret Rangers. Secret mode engaged. Now, I got the bucket with me. I don't know if that makes a difference on this one or not. Alright, it doesn't look like it. Let's see what happens if I get on this now.
No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control. Never!
That was awesome.
The bucket tighter. His wife
Absolutely awesome. Alright, another one that was suggested to me.
God, the bumpscosity in here is absolutely overwhelming. 1,000? You people have got to be nuts. How can you stand this much bumpscosity?
Well, yeah, I've had it set at 1,000 ever since you let me set it.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference. Nor did it advance the story in any way.
Alright, so what I'm going to do now, I'm wondering if the input screen is on the other side, like on the side of the warehouse. And there's a couple things I want to try over there. So we're going to grab the bucket. Do I want the bucket? Yes,
It takes
I want
a
the
lot of
bucket.
humility to carry a bucket so magnificent. Stanley checked his
Well,
ego
thanks.
and then proceeded onward. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the direct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
Alright.
And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be
Looking for
correct?
monitors.
Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, no, never mind. The bucket was wrong.
This is
Stanley
wrong.
took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
I don't think there's any monitors in that room. That's where the confusing ending starts. Oh, not distracted. We'll probably do that one before this thing ends, because I want to see the confusing ending.
Said the bucket.
Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
Okay. I'm like trying to shut all doors now, just see what happens. Okay, I don't think I went in the vent with the bucket, which I want to try to do. Anything? Wow, nothing, just silence. Interesting, didn't expect this.
Okay, this is day number 295, tape number... I don't even know. I've lost track. Nothing feels real anymore.
What?
The longer I study this bucket, the less sense anything makes. The sheer euphoria I feel every time I pick it up. No matter how many times I've done it, it's always the same feeling. And the emptiness in my chest when I set it down, it doesn't make sense.
Weird.
There's no explanation for it. I still haven't figured out why I see the world so differently when this bucket is in my arms.
It's true though.
Why
It's so
everything
different.
feels so... What do I do with this treasure? I can monetize it. Yes.
I'm close.
It's unthinkable the amounts of money people will pay for even just an hour with the bucket.
If you can find anybody.
It's my golden ticket. But I have to be careful, because as soon as this gets out, there's going to be a target on my back. Even now, I don't know who might be trying to get... What's that? Who's there? Camporata.
Freakiest ending of them all. Whoa. I didn't see that coming at all. Really freaky. Oh, whew. Gave me chills. Okay, I did not see an input monitor that way.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I'm trying to think of where there's been a monitor that I could get to that I just didn't notice. Just turn that off, I guess. Maybe I need to be turning these off so that they can turn back on, maybe? Well, let's try the confusing ending.
In a gentle embrace.
I feel like that might lead to some monitors that we don't typically have access to. Unless it could be somewhere...
tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
No, there weren't any monitors in Stanley 2, was there? I mean, I guess there was all that office space going into Stanley 2 area. I didn't even look. I was so focused on trying to get that achievement, I didn't even look. All right, we're going to go this way again. Someone else mentioned step on the cargo lift, but then jump back off.
Bucket calling to him, telling him that
I'm kind of curious.
Lounge was simply the place to be.
Oh, no, wait. I was going to do the confusing ending.
And
I want to see that
one.
one.
Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this... No.
Nope.
Never mind.
It was
The
wrong.
bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go
Yep.
back, and so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
See, I wonder if going straight across changes anything. Or if it just really does get you kind of like back on track. Oh, I was trying to see if I could back out of this thing. Nope.
Oh, good, Stanley. I'm glad you found your way here. I knew you'd find this place eventually.
Oh, it freaked me out. I was still on edge from that last one, I think. What is this?
You see, your friends and I are concerned for you, Stanley. We've come together here because we care about you very much. It's this bucket you're carrying around everywhere. The bucket isn't even from the original Stanley Parable. It's just sequel content. We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line and the Broom Closet. Because that's what fans want from a sequel. They want more of their favorite jokes, not this bucket that they've never seen before. Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it. Don't you want another story involving the Adventure Line? We could make the Adventure Line go somewhere new. Yes, yes, that's what the fans want. Let's do it.
Whoa.
Whee! Look at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music as well.
Yes. Da, 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 da. I love it. We're checking.
Now this is what the Stanley Parable is all about. Don't
It's
you
upside
remember
down.
all those great jokes from the original dialogue? Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers. Yes, it's as classic now as it was back then. Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like this. But if we want to do that, you're going to have to give something up.
No, not the bucket. You know, it's like, out of all the endings, we found a ton of them by now. I think we're up, if you include bucket endings, I gotta be knocking at the door of like 40 different endings now. I still think the Broom Closet is my favorite. And the biggest reason is just because the narrator he just goes nuts. He's so mad. Starts saying that I like drugs and hookers and all that stuff. It just seems so out of character. I loved it. It was so great. Let me know in the comments, what's your favorite one? And if I haven't found it yet, just tell me, oh, you haven't found my favorite one yet. And that'll bug me even more that I just haven't found them all yet. But that's, whoa, look at this. Well, my favorite's Broom Closet. But I'm curious to see what other people's favorites are. You know, it's moments like this, you just feel like this facility place is just enormous. Why is that turning red over there? I did not.
Don't you get it, Stanley? We need to get rid of the bucket. That's why
no.
I'm very proud to introduce a brand new character. This is the Bucket Destroyer.
What?
I think it'll make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable. True, it also was not in the original game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with so much personality that to me it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along. Don't you agree? Can you guess what the Bucket Destroyer does? Surely you don't need me to spell it out for you.
Get turned off.
Go ahead now, Stanley. Say goodbye to the bucket.
No.
And then pop it into the machine when
No.
you're ready.
Where's the power cord? I want to
Now
unplug this
listen
thing.
to me. It's crucial that you give it the bucket. I don't know what the Bucket Destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket. Destroying buckets is all it knows. That is its singular personality trait.
Gonna have to know something
So
else.
I can hear you saying, how does a character with only one personality trait deserve to join the pantheon of beloved Stanley Parable characters? Well, you see, if you were to really explore the Bucket Destroyer, you would see that its desire to crush buckets is so densely loaded with complexity and nuance that it's really like 10 personality traits. What other object in this game can you even say that about? The broom closet? Certainly not. I wonder what sort of Bucket Destroyer merchandise the fans will be clamoring for after this. Okay, the Bucket Destroyer is getting very upset now. You'll have to hurry and feed it. We can't get back to the classic Stanley Parable characters like the Adventure Line or the Bucket Destroyer until you crush that damn bucket. Quickly now, the fans are waiting. Do it, the fans, Stanley. Give the fans what they want. Hurry and...
No. My comforting bucket. Sounds like Halo.
The Bucket Destroyer, my prized creation. You had so much potential. We were going to do such marvelous things with you, tell such spellbinding stories about you. All of it squandered now. Goodbye, new friend. For the moment in time that you were here, you were magnificent.
It was an impressive looking contraption. I wanted to try it. What happened? Why is the place all littered with... Bucket Destroyer on a
Already
rampage?
this was uncomfortable, and Stanley decided that as soon as he found a new space he felt safe in, that he would never leave it again in his life.
This is falling apart. Oh my gosh. That's so funny.
Stanley's bucket, the only co-worker he would ever truly need.
That's right. Okay.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Can I close these? No, I can't close these. Okay, well, all the paper's gone. I guess everything's back to normal here.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd... Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
I'm trying to think what other endings I can get to from here that I haven't done yet. At least that I'm aware of, I should say. I really thought that paper all over the floor was going to lead to something.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed, but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck.
Sheer
Was it
luck.
the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Oh, down again, up again. I haven't done that with the bucket yet. Let's do that. This ought to be interesting. This was a pretty good ending, too.
Wait,
I like
Stanley
this
said
one.
to the bucket. Can we go back up? When I was pressing those keypad buttons, there was something very intriguing about the number 3. I want to go back so I can try pressing the number 3 again.
Ooh,
The bucket said nothing.
bucket said nothing. Well, I thought I was just going to go back up and down a whole lot, but I'll go push number 3 on that keypad.
Here we are, said Stanley. Now I'm going to try out that number 3 button. He took the bucket over to the keypad and began absolutely slamming on the number 3 over and over and over. Wow, he said. The number 3 is such a special button. I'm having the time of my life. Stanley looked expectantly at the bucket, but the bucket remained silent. This was a shock to Stanley, who had always felt such a connection with the bucket. How was this not as exciting to the bucket as it was to him? Once Stanley had had enough of the number 3, he got back in the elevator.
How many times can you do this? Well, then, thought I heard something there for a second. Narrator's not saying anything else. Alright, well, we'll go down, come up again, and I wouldn't be surprised if maybe there's a different number I'm supposed to push.
Perhaps the bucket had missed something. Perhaps it had not seen how much joy Stanley got from slamming the number 3 repeatedly.
Bucket was just missing out. Well,
No, said Stanley to the bucket. You can't go on yet. Not till you understand how much the number 3 means to me. You and I have been through so much together, and I just want you to see what I see. Feel the happiness I feel. He smiled at the bucket, and the bucket said nothing.
it said nothing. They make the bucket, like, sometimes it's a character, sometimes it's an inanimate object. You just never know which way it's going to go in a story, which is so funny.
Here we go, said Stanley. This time I'll really show you. He ran to the number 3 and began to wail on it like a musician on a beloved instrument, weaving a concerto of truth and passion. He wielded the number 3 like a fine artist would wield a paintbrush. He told stories through the number 3, stories of his dreams and hopes and fears. And the whole time, he looked to his bucket for a reaction of some kind. Anything to let him know that the bucket appreciated what he was doing. The bucket conveyed absolutely nothing at all, only silence. Crushed by a wave of dejection, Stanley returned to the elevator.
You know what I just remembered? That achievement with all the 8s? I wonder if I push this 8 48 times, if something will happen. So I'm going to push it 48 times, but I'll speed it up so you don't have to sit here and watch me do it 48 times.
Eight.
Said the number 8. Oh man, let's see, that's 7. 8 times 4, that's 32, so I'm halfway. I think I'm getting close. I've kind of lost track, to be honest with you. Oh, that was really weird. It said 8 once. I wonder if it'll do it if I do that with any of the numbers.
Eight.
Oh, there it did it again. Wait a minute. Okay, let's try a different number. And now let's do this twice again.
8.
That's 3. 7. Oh, this is that achievement. I'm going to be so proud of myself. I mean, I don't have to get him to say 8 48 times, do I? Let's try it one more time, just in case I lost track by some chance.
8.
There's definitely something to do with the number 8. But if I just keep doing 8, one after the next, it doesn't acknowledge anything else. I'm really curious. Maybe I have to do it before all of this is shut down. I'll have to come back and try that again. Super curious. I think I'm onto something there, though. Let's keep the down.
Stanley and the bucket
Up
were
thing
so
going.
close. They'd always been there for one another. Why suddenly could the bucket not connect with this passion of Stanley's? The question caused Stanley to ruminate the whole way down the elevator. He knew that there must be a way to get through to the bucket, to communicate fully with his dear friend. Surely there was a solution, mustn't there be?
We're about to find out. Up. Yeah. This is where it like went to a big audience before, I
Said
think.
Stanley, I know what to do. I know how to fully express this feeling in my heart. He decided right then and there that he would hold a press conference where he would speak to the public on all matters relating to pressing the number 3 over and over. He would elaborate fully on what the number 3 meant to him and why he felt so alive when pressing it. Then the bucket would be able to see his joy through the eyes of others. It would get to see the world react to this discovery of Stanley's. And it would be through the public eye that the bucket would finally understand Stanley's work.
Well, this looks similar.
For months, he advertised and marketed his press conference, building excitement around it, developing and rehearsing it, until it couldn't be refined a single measure further.
They're gonna be like
Big
nobody
day
here.
arrived, Stanley was as prepared as he'd ever been for anything in his life.
Okay. To stage 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. Oh, look at, they're all threes
This
over
was
there.
it. One last chance to win the bucket over. One opportunity to share a true connection
Three again,
with a
three
loved
again.
one.
That's awesome. Instead of down again, up again, down again, or whatever it was, it's 3 again, 3 again. Man, it's bugging me that I don't know what's going on with that number 8.
There was no one here. Nobody had come to the press conference to hear Stanley speak, to listen to him talk about what it really means to press the number 3 on a keypad over and
A
over.
lot of notes.
He was unloved, uninteresting, he was a failure. And in that
Aw.
moment, Stanley knew that the bucket would never again take him seriously. There would be no connection, no deeper understanding. The bucket merely sat there in his arms, indifferent. And so it began that slowly, over many years, the two of them grew more and more distant.
Oh,
They spoke less and less, neither wishing to state the obvious, that any sense of real respect between them had eroded since that day at the press conference. There would be no more games, no more long conversations about passion and pursuit, only a silence that consumed the space between friends. And Stanley, having for once in his life discovered the warmth and comfort of true companionship, was cast back into the unremarkable normalcy of loneliness.
oh. That was very opposite from the previous experience. Now, all the papers cleaned back up. Okay, this time, let's do that confusing ending with the bucket.
Stanley had never seen the office this brightly lit. Was it a sign of something? He hoped it was. He hoped very much that it was.
I was gonna suggest we do it, but then throw the bucket in the grinder to see what happens. But I'm confused. That's what they want, right? They want me confused.
Is Stanley, without the bucket, really Stanley at all? No. No, surely not.
Not anymore. All right, let's go to that confusing ending. All right, open the gate.
Can you guess what the bucket destroyer does? Surely you don't need me to spell it out for you. Go ahead now, Stanley. Say goodbye to the bucket, and then pop it into the machine when you're ready.
Oh, it's not letting me. It's looking at me, but won't let me put it in there.
Now listen to me. It's crucial that you give it the bucket. I don't know what the bucket destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket. Destroying buckets is all it knows.
I can't put it in there.
That is its singular personality trait. Sure, I can hear you saying, how does a character with only one personality trait deserve to join the pantheon of beloved Stanley Parable characters? Well, you see,
maybe there is no other ending here.
If you were to really explore the bucket destroyer, you would see that its desire to crush buckets is so densely loaded with complexity and
you push it all the way to the end.
Really like 10 personality traits. What other object in this game can you even say that about? The broom closet? Certainly not. I wonder what sort of bucket destroyer merchandise the fans will be clamoring for after this. Okay, the bucket destroyer is getting very upset now. You'll have to hurry and feed it. We can't get back to the classic Stanley Parable characters like the Adventure Line or the bucket destroyer.
I'm right in the face.
That damn bucket! Quickly now! The fans are waiting. Do it, the fans, Stanley. Give the fans what they want. Hurry and...
I tapped E all the way to the last second. There's no chance to throw it in. Bye, bucket destroyer.
The bucket destroyer. My prized creation. You had so much potential. We were going to do such marvelous things with you, tell such spell-binding stories about you. All of it squandered now. Goodbye, new friend. For the moment in time that you were here, you were magnificent.
Now, I wonder if there'll be papers all over the floor again. Maybe there's a second part to this, and I messed it up maybe by picking up the bucket. I don't know why the bucket would mess it up, though, since the bucket is kind of what led us to that ending. Oh, no. Okay. All right, well, this time, I am not going to pick up the bucket.
All of his co-workers were gone. What
I want to
could it
go
mean?
push on that number 8.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Double checking for input. I wonder if the next monitor is only something I can get to if I don't. Like, I wonder if I went through that confusing ending without the bucket, if it would open me up to a monitor that I don't have access to otherwise.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
All right. Because I don't think there was a monitor in here, was there?
Yet there was not a single person here either.
No.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go
Definitely
up
not
to
one
his
in
boss's
there.
office, hoping he might find an answer there.
There's
Coming
not
to
one
a staircase,
downstairs, I
Stanley
don't believe.
walked upstairs to his boss's office.
This thing. There it is. Oh, I got the third one. Yes.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2845.
Oh, that's awesome. Apparently I just had not done it enough.
Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet
that's amazing.
By simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to...
3 achievements I got tonight.
By sheer luck. Amazing.
Yes.
He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
I'm trying to think. Is there anything this direction I've done... I can't think of anything else this way that I haven't done with and without the bucket. So I'm going to restart from the room to see if we can find another input monitor. Now, there's a phone ringing.
morning. Thank you for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation. We are confirming your shipment of 1,327 cardboard boxes to your place of work. Can you verify that this is correct? Excellent. Your order will arrive shortly. Thank you again for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation.
What? Future Happiness Foundation. That sounds fun. There we go. Input received. Well, I wonder what's going to happen with the cardboard boxes. Okay, there's no narrator. Okay, well, let's keep walking along. Let's see if something happens. Gonna be a bunch of cardboard boxes somewhere?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Oh. Okay. Maybe because
This
of
was
the phone
not
call.
the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
All right. I'm running out of
Standing now in
ideas.
this incredible room,
of
Stanley,
things to
for the
try.
first time, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
So I'll pause here for a brief second. I'm running out of ideas. I've got 2 more to try here with and without, or I got 1 more idea to try with and without the bucket, and then 1 more idea to try with the bucket. Unplug the phone, and then this one where I'm going to hop on the cargo lift and then hop off real fast. I'm going to do that with and without the bucket. And then whatever is this input thing, I don't know what that is. After I've done all those, this might be my last episode of Stanley Parable, unless you guys can share a bunch of suggestions in the comments of things I haven't tried yet. This might be the last one. I might even title it that in the thumbnail, but if you've got some ideas that you know that I have not tried yet, feel free to leave comments, tips, suggestions down there, and if there's enough there, I might still try to make
Stanley was
yet
so
another
bad at
one.
following directions. It's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Here we go. We're going to do this one. I don't know how far on it I got to get.
Oh, well, look who's got cold feet. Sorry to break it to you, Stanley, but that lift isn't coming back. You'd best either get comfortable right here on this platform, or test your luck by jumping to the floor below. You know what? Looking at it now, it's not that far to the bottom floor. I bet you can make it.
I mean, I fell off once before, but not by triggering that first. Let's wait and see what happens when it gets all the way over there. See if he says anything. No?
Whoops. Looks like I was wrong. How clumsy of me.
Okay, that was a little different than when I just walked up. Hey, here we go. Welcome, Stanley, to heaven. What? Are these all buttons I can push? What in the world? Do I try to turn all these off? Well, I kind of want to, but they are staying off. Oh, no, they're coming back on. Oh. Well, what do I do now? What? Why is this heaven? It's not like, I mean, I guess Stanley is all about pushing buttons. I can see why this would be deemed as maybe heaven for him. Is there something that happens if I like push a certain color or something? Is this really the ending? Just nothing happens? This is kind of lame. 'Cause I don't see anything to... I don't see anything significant, like one off button or... I can't tell what they're saying. Are they just saying buttons? Okay, well... that was pretty lame. That required a lot of work and accomplished nothing. Unless there's something else to that, you guys can let me know, but kind of didn't really like that one too much.
Oh, well, look who's got cold feet. Well, from here, it looks like the only way forward is down, since the lift won't be coming back, but that's okay. You've got a bucket.
I've got my
bucket.
bucket.
Did you know that buckets are routinely used as cushioning devices?
Oh, no.
It's true. You can fall on a bucket from literally any height and survive.
He's going to say he was wrong again. I don't see how it could be anything other than that.
Whoops. Looks like I was wrong. How clumsy of me.
Okay, well...
Stanley had never seen the office this brightly lit. Was it a sign of something? He hoped it was. He hoped very much. What new mysteries lay in store for our bucket?
All right, let's go unplug that telephone. Now, someone mentioned to me that there used to be something you could do. They weren't sure if you still could, where when you come back in here, you can, like, after you've unplugged the phone, you can come back in here, step on this and step back off, and then you could, like,
in here,
run around or something like
go
that.
Into this dark room over here.
Stanley,
they didn't know if that was still a thing or not.
Blindly.
Now pick up the phone.
Whoa, hold on. Why did you unplug the phone? Were you trying to resist the bucket's orders? Stanley, I was joking. Obviously, the bucket isn't talking to you and telling you to do things. Buckets can't talk. It was a joke. Don't you get the joke? It's funny, Stanley. A talking bucket. Can't you see? Oh, goodness. I must have really bungled up the delivery if you actually took me seriously. Where did I mess up the joke? Should I have paused for longer or spoken quicker? Comedic timing is so difficult. I wish I were better at it. But there isn't exactly an instructional video on comedy that one can watch to fully... Oh, wait, yes, there is.
You know he's got something.
It's sitting right here. Let's take a look.
What is comedic timing? What is comedic timing? How does it work? How long should it last? How can it be used to effectively silence your political enemies? And more importantly, can it be taught in its entirety within 90 seconds? Thankfully, the answer to all of these questions is yes. Let's dive deeper. If you've ever told a joke or made someone laugh, in all likelihood, you did it while standing 50 to 80 centimeters from them in a room of no more than 76 degrees Fahrenheit, with one of your arms raised straight upward at a 15-degree angle from your body. These are the optimal conditions for good comedic timing. To begin the joke, start by stating and spelling your name. Next, provide a brief synopsis of the joke, including the specific times at which the recipient of the joke will laugh, and then
are you laughing?
Spell out your name a second time.
B-E-N.
With these steps complete, it's time to begin the humor. Speak the entire joke in no more than 18 seconds and no less than 13 and a half. Pausing only for bathroom breaks when necessary. When the joke has concluded, it is customary to inform your listener that the joke is over by declaring in your loudest possible voice, "I'm Dunny with the funny." Let's practice screaming, "I'm Dunny with the funny" now.
I'm Dunny with the funny. I can't get too loud. My family's sleeping.
Good. This saying is a perfect example of expectations management, which is the cornerstone of good comedy. Finally, it's time to hand out surveys. Collecting hard data from your audience on how rapt they were throughout the joke is the only way to grow or learn as a comedian. An effective survey should be no less than 10 pages long and should include the same question reprinted several times, just to ensure the survey taker is actually paying attention and not simply filling in answers at random. And that's all there is.
Have you done that?
With these strategies at your disposal, you'll have audiences doubled over in laughter and even tripled over in laughter in no time at all. Just remember to let them stop laughing at some point, you gut-busting little scamp. After all, we're each of us needed on the front lines of the war to fight the 12-legged invaders who threaten our very existence and who very likely die in a hailstorm of bullets and mandibles. All of us must be prepared to give our lives to this
What
noble
are those?
cause, just as our children must do after us, and their children after them. Godspeed, and may Earth reign supreme.
Really weird.
Hey, goodness, this video is a little outdated, isn't it? Well, no matter. I think the fundamentals of proper comedic timing are still as relevant today as they were back then. So with that in mind, I believe the only way forward is for us to return to the two doors and walk through all of this again, so I can try telling my story with more appropriate comedic delivery. Come along, let's head back.
Okay. So far, I gotta say the other version. This is the first one where I prefer the non-bucket version, but we'll see where this goes. Who knows? Maybe this will get better. Yeah, they kind of cage you in on it now. I don't know if you can.
I can feel it. This time, I'm really going to nail the delivery. You'll be in stitches. A talking bucket, you'll say? How ridiculous. How absurd. What a hilarious concept. The king of comedy. That's what you'll call me. Thank goodness we had the instructional video. Otherwise, who knows where we'd be right now. Well, I wouldn't be the king of comedy, that's for sure.
That's for sure.
The bucket spoke to Stanley.
The bucket spoke.
The bucket spoke.
Oh, I'll figure it out on the fly. No need to overthink things.
Okay, guess I'm going this way to get back. It always feels weird when you go through the office, like, in the wrong direction. Like, wait, this doesn't feel right.
Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of two open doors, they entered the door on the left.
Going through the one on the right, obviously. That's what I did last time.
What? We're back at the phone already? No. What's going on? There were supposed to be several rooms leading up to this. There was supposed to be a build-up to this point, a dramatic display of remarkable comedic wit which culminates in this scene with the phone. But now the timing's completely off. The joke will never land. Well, not the way it was meant to. And it's all my fault. I must have forgotten that the phone room comes immediately after the two doors room. What an egregious mistake.
Well, it shouldn't
I made a
have.
fool of myself. I don't deserve the title of King of Comedy. I'm nothing. I'm not even the lowliest joke-telling whelp. I think
Oh no, he's gonna rewatch it.
And rewatch that instructional video again.
Fast forward.
Surely that will help me improve my... Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of two open doors, they entered the door on the left.
Let's see if it looks black again. Can I reopen it? If it repeats itself, then I'll do the one on the left next time.
What? We're back at the phone already? No. Here we go. You ready?
I'll go
when
through the one on the
Stanley
left.
and the bucket came to a set of two open doors, they entered the door on the left.
Okay.
No. You were supposed to go through the door on the right, leading back to the phone. Did you not even look at the instructional video?
I did
this
twice.
is all covered very clearly. There's no way I can make the comedic timing work now. It's done. The joke is completely done and over. It's all your fault, Stanley. I'm going to be ridiculed in the community of other joke writers. I'm going to be shamed at every one of our meetings from now on. All because you couldn't watch a simple video and take a hint. Are you proud of yourself for bringing me down, Stanley? Are you proud?
Stanley, you love the bucket so much it's like you... it's as though all of your other most prized possessions pale in comparison. Yes. Well, let me try that again, Stanley.
Pale.
I heard that you are pale with shame over how unabashedly in love with a bucket you are. No? Still not? Is it the delivery? Pale with shame. Pale with shame? Pale... What's another word to describe a bucket?
Oh.
Stanley, this bucket is so metal. I think I saw it playing guitar. No. We're getting away from making fun of Stanley's obsession with the bucket, which was the whole point of this. I'm no good at these jokes. I need more instructional videos. That's exactly what
Sorry,
it is.
Leroy.
That's what will make me the king of comedy again. More instructional videos. Let's see.
There we go. Well, I don't know if anything's going to happen of the cardboard boxes, that weird call we got. But with the exception of that, looking at my list of things that I have done, I feel like I've done them all with the bucket now, the ones that I can get to at least. But if I miss anything, let me know in the comments. If I've got a list of some things that I can still do, I will gladly do another video. Otherwise, this is gonna be the last one. So I might title this one, "Is this the last Stanley Parable video?" or something along that line, and that's why, because I can't think of anything else to do, but I know that you guys have already shown me so many things that I never would have thought of to begin with. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed that. I'm so glad that I managed to knock out 3 new achievements tonight, but that's it for this one. Continue to be safe out there. I'll see you on the next one.